All right, all right, all right. Testing, testing. Let's see if this is coming through. We'll find out in just a second. But hey, everybody. Welcome back to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking, and we're live streaming. I've sent the invite out to a couple of friends. We'll see if they're able to join between Tom and Avery. And yes, very loud, very loud. All right, good deal. At least I know it's working. So let me do a couple of quick things. Change the output to my headphones. That way I'm not blasting it out all over the place. But hope everybody had a good week. Had a pretty busy week. The wife and I are in the process of getting ready to move again. And one of the things I wanted to do was to move some stuff from the store into our storage unit to make room for some stuff that I have here to go into the store. In other words, just moving crap around. But I found a whole crap load of boxes that I didn't even realize I had. I found a whole box filled with DVD box sets. Totally forgot I had. I made a video of that, and those are going to the store tomorrow. Found several boxes with art books and graphic novels, and just whole crap load of stuff. Found a box filled with card sets, everything from the first two X-Men card sets from Marvel, the first one, which was all Jim Lee art, and the second one, which wasn't all Jim Lee art, but a whole bunch more sets, which is very cool. It's great to go reminiscing through that box. Just found a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm just very excited to bring a lot of it to the store and to make videos of it. We'll be showing some of the stuff off later this evening. I think Todd will get a kick out of some of the things I found. I found a tin filled with Pokemon cards. I don't know if those are worth anything to anybody, but those are my son's. I'm almost certain he's not going to let me take those to the store, but you never know. You never know. And let's see. Oh yeah, a little bit of history here. I found a copy of my very first graphic novel I ever did. This was a self-published graphic novel called Tales from the Cornerstone. This is actually the very first print of this book, because I printed it through Comics Press, which is the ad on the back. I printed one copy just to see how it looked, and then I ended up going with somebody else. But this was the very original first printing ever of Tales from the Cornerstone. And of course, it's all beat up. None of that stuff's supposed to last. But the one and only copy is mine. And this is another copy. This is, I'm pretty sure this was Lulu. You can tell by the covers. I lightened up the covers a little bit. Yeah, cool. Actually, what I think's funny is I was just looking at it. Copyright 2004. So my first published piece of work, my first published graphic novel, was in 2004. Wow, that was a long time ago. We're coming up on the 20th anniversary of this book. Makes me want to go back and do something with it, but it probably won't happen. You never know. Maybe one day. But we're going to continue working on Hero. Actually, I got last week and a little bit of this week, I actually got to do some work on Hero. So hopefully we'll have an announcement coming within the next 6 to 8 months. All right, that's kind of an in-joke, but it's not funny because it's true. But we're working on some stuff. We're working on Volume 1, going to work on some stuff with Volume 2, and get back to work on Volume 3. I still have a lot of people that come in the store from time to time and ask how it's going, and I'm always like, we're still churning away, which is true. It's just going very, 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 very slow. But, I have every intention of finishing that project. So, lifelong dream, lifelong goal, and gonna do it. Anyway, all right, let's see. What else did we find? Oh, this is something I want to show Todd and Avery. They might get a kick out of this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Marvel Illustrated swimsuit issue. This was a magazine that Marvel put out back in the day. Hey, Fearful Milk. Let me see. What was the date of this thing? Published by Marvel Comics. I got that. Issue 1, Volume 1. Yeah. What's the copyright on it? Copyright 1991. So this is a 30-year-old magazine. And it's set up very much like the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. But all of it is art by famous artists of the time. And this is one of those things that we all got because it was just so cool. The art in it's amazing. It says a sophisticated parody of everyone who loves Marvel. A sophisticated parody for everyone who loves Marvel Comics. They could not do this today. They absolutely could not, which is sad because this is some beautiful artwork. You got the, you know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to turn on the overhead camera so you guys can take a better look at it. I'm sure the guys will like to see this, but you know what? They're not here right now, and you guys are. So let's share. All right. So this was the Marvel Illustrated swimsuit issue. I think there was only ever one of these. There may have been a second volume at some point. I'll have to do a little bit of looking in a little bit to see. But you got Brian Stelfreeze on the cover doing She-Hulk, which is pretty fantastic. You got Kevin Nolan down here in the little insignia box. It says premiere issue, even though I think it was the only one. But Fearful Milk says, been a while since I was able to see you, and laugh out loud, I would love to see this happen today. Yeah, me too. Especially when you see the middle pull-out poster that's in here. It says, our main feature, the boys and girls of summer, plus the Super Olympics Down Under. All right, very cool. Actually, it's kind of funny. It's got an advertisement for Flick disposable razors with Thor before and after pictures. It's kind of funny. Two different artists, but funny. But here, I'll tease really quick. There's in the middle section was Mary Jane by Joe Jusko. I don't know about you, but that would make a fantastic poster. And I'm pretty sure this was made into a larger poster because you can see how the image is cropped at her calves, where on the inside there's a picture of it, the full-size picture of it, where you can see it goes all the way down to her feet and beyond. So I'm pretty sure they made that into a poster at some point. But yeah, and we got Psylocke over there. Very cool. But this was a magazine that came out in 1991. Very much a parody of the swimsuit, the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Whole bunch of, there's some articles in here, but the best part is the art. You got the Silver Surfer still hanging 10. Yeah, that's nice. Rocking in the Stone Age. Yeah. Some pictures and so forth. But yeah, then we get into the actual art. You've got Jim Lee drawing Storm, which is kind of nice. We got another Jim Lee with Psylocke and Steve Leola doing Howard the Duck. Then we, of course, got the middle poster. Hold on a second. Let me bring Todd in. What's up, man?
I'm coming on at the oddest of times.
You what?
Well, because for a second I didn't recognize the Joe Jusko Mary Jane.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what is it? Why is he looking at a skin mag on his show? This show's really gone to hell. That's a classic right there.
It is. Do you still have a copy of this somewhere?
I do not.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I lost that a long time ago.
Oh, well, I found it, and
is it good? Is it a good minting? Like, is it good quality?
The spine is just a little rolled. I mean, it's not too bad, but overall, I think it's in really good condition. I don't know if it's valuable at all, but just getting a chance to look at it.
Don Romita
Which-
Jr. I saw that Tony Stark there. That was cool.
it's,
Oh, look at that Mignola. Oh, no, that's Kevin Nolan.
That's not Mike Mignola.
Kevin Nolan. Yeah.
Kevin Nolan. Yeah. You got Rob Liefeld.
Yeah.
And
is that
Michael
McCone?
Golden?
Oh, that's Golden.
Yep.
I thought it was Mike McCone for a minute.
No, it's Michael Golden. Then we have Butch Geis and George Perez.
Wow.
We have Wills Portacio. You remember
that
one?
Drawing? That I stared at that drawing specifically for weeks and weeks and weeks. Like, first of all, the fact that he was like 8 feet tall there was just awesome. And like, look how good he looks, dude. Look how awesome that drawing is.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, so cool.
All right. Then we've got a double page spread by Silvestri.
Yeah, the Silvestri one was okay. I remember that the Jim Lee one was all right.
Yeah. We got Ron Friends and Steve Geiger.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with this artist, but he definitely had some positive things he was doing.
I remember that drawing.
John Romita Jr. and then Rick Leonardi.
Yeah, I remember digging the Rick Leonardi, but I remember looking at John Romita Jr. like, what is he doing? Like, John Romita Jr., there have been a few issues with like Iron Man, I think, and maybe Daredevil, where he's like wearing these like weird skimpy undies. Like, I never understood where the hell that came from.
I have no idea. Then we have Walter Simonson.
That's awesome.
Doing the kids and the family. And then, Paul Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Paul Ryan was actually, I mean, he never got his due, really. I mean, he did a lot of work, but he never got as big as I thought he could be. Like, he's actually really good artist.
He is, but he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
But I do own an original splash page from his time with CrossGen Comics.
When did he? I thought he was a younger guy. I didn't know he was. Did he?
Oh no. He's been around. He was in comics for a long time. But I know I'm fairly certain he passed away. I'll have to double check. But check this out.
Oh, dude.
Brett Blevins and Mike Mignola.
I don't remember that Mignola. That is
seriously
cool.
That is cool.
Look how awesome that is. I don't remember seeing that on Disney Plus.
Nope, I do not. And then I think that was it.
Go back really quick to that Mignola. That is wicked. That's so good.
You know what? One of the other books that I found, I actually found 2 copies. The Art of Hellboy.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the trade paperback edition, which is a little beat up. And then I have a hardcover edition of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also found the volume 5 of the Hellboy Library Edition, which is the one that all the art is Duncan. What's his name? You know
Rousseau?
who I'm talking about? No, not Rousseau. Duncan Fregaro.
Oh, Fregredo.
Fregredo, yeah. I've been rereading that. That's freaking awesome. But this nice. Oh, so how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I am doing pretty darn good. I have no complaints.
Well, good.
No complaints at all. Okay. Everything is right. I'm working my ass off on this new project, which I can't totally talk about yet.
That's all right.
I'm in character design mode for the first time in a long time. So I'm designing I have 20 plus characters to bust out fairly quickly, which is a challenge.
Well, if anybody can do it, I know you can.
Mm-hmm.
I have I haven't done a scam video in a little while. It's not that I don't have recorded calls. I've got dozens and dozens of them, but I try to find some that work really well. And I had one earlier this week that I had changed the name of the videos. Instead of saying it's a scam, it says it's dot 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 spam with a question mark. And the reason is I don't for 100% know that these people are scammers. They're calling about health insurance. But what I do, I explained in the video how they've called numerous times. And one of the things it says at the beginning of the video is press 2 if you don't want us to call you anymore. You want us to remove your number. I have pressed 2 multiple times. I've talked to people. I've told them I have medical insurance. I don't need medical insurance. They say that somebody filled out something online, which is absolutely false. We never filled anything out online. So I don't know where they're getting their information from. But after I've told them multiple times on numerous calls, I don't need it and not to call me, and they continue to call, I'm gonna fuck with them. And I did recently, so bad that I felt ashamed afterwards.
Really?
Yes. And I played it for my wife. I played the call for my wife, and she was rolling her eyes going, oh my God, I don't believe you just said that. So I get the lady on the line. And what's really funny about it, and you guys can hear this call tomorrow. I'm going to post it, and it's going to be tomorrow's video. But I'll give you guys a little funny thing. There's several prompts before the lady comes on where you have to type something in. So I'm literally typing stuff in, and I'm just making stuff up. Like at one point, it asks, how many family members do you have in your family? And I put 58 and hit pound sign. So I'm screwing with even the automated system, but I get a person. And as soon as the person comes on the line, I start whispering, quiet, don't say anything, be quiet. If he hears me, he'll beat me. Be quiet. And the reason why I said this is probably the worst video I've ever made is because there's a point in the call where she thinks it's real and is concerned. And you can tell it in her voice. Like she's like, oh my God, how can I help you? And I'm like, you got to help me. You got to help me. I just need health insurance. My wife's like, you did what? And I said, please. And then as soon as she starts talking, I interrupt her. I said, no, be quiet. I'm not supposed to be on the phone. If he hears me, he'll beat me. And at one point she says, what's your address? And I said, I don't know. I've been in this basement for 3 years. It's dark. And I'm just screwing with her.
You're an evil person.
And at the end of the call, I go, I think I hear another voice come on, like she transferred it to somebody else who was trying to figure out what's going on. I start screaming, oh my God, he's here! No! And I just hang up the phone. 2 days later, these assholes call me back again. And I switch roles this time. And I start yelling at the lady, why were you talking to my GIMP? He's not allowed to answer the phone. What the hell did you talk to him about? And she's like, sir, try. And she's really trying to calm me down. But she's not listening to what I'm saying because I'm literally going in character saying, I had to beat him because he answered the phone. What did you say to him? What did you talk to him about? My GIMP's not allowed to answer the phone. She's just...
My GIMP is not allowed to answer the phone.
Yeah. But needless to say, it was a very funny call, and the video will go up tomorrow. But I got another scam call while I was actually on my way to pick up my wife this evening, and I always stop at Starbucks to get her a coffee. And when he calls, I'm actually literally pulling into the drive-through for Starbucks, and I tell him, oh, listen, I'm at Starbucks, hold on just a second. So you're going to hear me making my order and everything, and I'm telling the guy I got to give my card to the lady, and then I'll read you the number. And he's patiently waiting, and I'm dragging it out as long as I can. I said, does this happen all the time? And he's like, well, no, not really. And I said, well, that's all right. I'm sorry. Give me a minute. And the funny thing is I paid with cash. I didn't even pay with the card. I was just dragging it out as long as I could. And when I give him the number, I just literally rearranged the digits. I'm not going to tell you how I rearrange them because somebody could use, but I rearranged the digits, and he goes, sir, that number is coming up invalid. I said, what are you talking about? You just heard me use it at Starbucks. He eventually got so frustrated. He says, I'll call you back tomorrow. I said, okay.
That's crazy.
It was a funny call. I love those things. Now that one I know is a scam, so I can broadcast that one as a scam. The health insurance one, I'm not 100% sure. So, ooh, now this is interesting. All right, it's time for the segment, comic values that have recently gone up or down.
Oh, I like that one. That's okay.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm actually looking to see what it is and what is going up and down, and this is kind of cool. So this is comicpriceguide.com. It's one of the sites I use for checking out prices of comics. But look at this. For some reason, Longshot is going up in value. Yeah.
Interesting.
Issue number 5 was originally $4. It's now up to 10.
I didn't know why it was on. I thought am I wrong in thinking that a Longshot, that limited edition Longshot series used to be worth like $40 or $50 each or something?
At one point, it was up there. It is.
My brain never turned it down.
It's Art Adams' very first work at Marvel was the Longshot series. This was before the annuals, before anything else, which is kind of cool. But issue number 6 also recently went up in value.
Mm-hmm.
That's a double-sized one. Very nice. Let's see. Issue 2 went up from these were listed at $4 a piece, which is crazy because I recently sold an issue for like $5. Issue 4 went up to $12. Actually, I think that's the issue I had that I sold for $5.
Why would you sell it for $5 if it's worth $12?
Because at the time it was only $4 in the guide. So yeah,
4B. I never knew there was a 4B. Oh, it must be the UPC. It's the UPC.
One is this one has the UPC, and then the other one is the I don't know if they actually know whether or not one is more limited than the other. But here's the thing: this is issues 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, but issue 1's not on this list. So let's go and check it out and see what issue 1 has done. Because I actually have a really good copy. Oh, holy crap.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Now, I have a copy of issue 1 in really, really, really good condition, and I had put it aside for sending it off to be graded. And my buddy who does gradings like, this issue is not worth as much as it, because I think at the time it was $15 or $20. But it looks like all of them have jumped up in value. First appearance of Longshot and Spiral. First Art Adams work for Marvel. $50 in a 9.4 condition. And I'm betting mine is a much better condition than that. So if I get it graded,
I'll tell you what, man. I love doing this, but I gotta tell you, like every single time we do this, you know me very well.
Mm-hmm.
You know that my entire life, every time I go into a comic shop since I was a kid, I would go in and I would I would go in, look at Longshot, and I actually have a good issue of Longshot, I believe, like a nice kind of a mint, high quality. I could probably get it graded, but for decades, I would go in the comic shop and I would go up and I would take the whole stack of books off the shelf, and I would flip through until I found the most mint one.
Yep.
And then when we were teenagers, I would even get 2, right? One to read and one to keep. So the most mint copy, I never even touched. It went right into a bag and it was done.
Yep.
And now, because I bitch about it all the damn time still, but like, when I was so some of the books I ended up selling and I exchanged it for a stereo system. That's how I afforded my first stereo system, when it was you and me, and it was me and Avery at a flea market and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But I didn't get rid of my good stuff. That was like Valiant Comics. That was how I unloaded my Valiant Comics stuff, minus the Barry Windsor Smith stuff, But then when I was in college, I had all my valuable comics, and someone broke into my room and stole them all.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to get over it pretty quick, because I was like, whatever. But now, seeing the value of these books and knowing the quality of books that I had, because I always went for the perfect one on the shelf.
Yep.
I had nothing lower than a 9.8, like guaranteed. I can't say that I had a 10.0 or whatever, but I absolutely never had anything below a 9.8. And I'm just like, the long boxes that were stolen from me are today probably worth tens of thousands, like easily, maybe even hundreds of thousands. It's just kind of like, oh, like knife turning in my gut with that stuff.
Yep.
That's why I need to make $1 million. Someone needs to pay me $1 million so I can go get all the books that I had as a kid, and I can have the cycle can be complete.
What was the annual number with Storm? Wasn't that 9?
Oh, there's a classic one right there. $30 for a gem on that? Really? That's it? For a gem? A 10-minute gem? Wow, look at that cover.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the one. I've got a couple copies of this. This is my very first X-Men issue that I ever bought.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? I think there's something to that. Like if your first comic that you actually buy is like Art Adams. See, for you it was Art Adams. For me, it was the Mignola Shadows.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you're done. I mean, like you don't know it at the time, but you're looking at like masterwork. Like if you're like you and I remember this book really well. Like if that was your first X-Men experience, if that was your first comic experience, was this book, you're done. You're in for life. You don't have a choice.
That's right.
It's over. You're not going to be exposed to this stuff and like get out. You know.
Do you remember? I don't know. Did you ever remember this one? The one with Alan Davis?
I remember the cover, but I don't remember the interior.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
You know what else was really gorgeous that I actually looked at the other day? Was Batman Year 2.
Mm.
And the McFarlane stuff, because I always remember it from McFarlane.
Yep.
Because he got the cover and he got, he did a lot of the issues. I remember that. I had that book. That was a good book.
Yep.
Although it was Atlantis Attacks, which sucked. But oh yeah, that's classic too. That the way, okay. So quick story on this. I totally am switching gears in the middle of speaking because you're moving so fast. But so interesting story. This was a shot. You might know this. This book right here was a shot at Rob Liefeld.
Oh, really?
Did you know this? Do you know the story behind this? So, but right before this comes out, or I mean, like a month before, 2 months before, Rob Liefeld is introduced to Cable.
Okay.
So Cable is out, and he's a hit.
Okay.
This is according to Rob Liefeld, but it's a cool story, and it makes a lot of sense. So, Cable's a smash hit, and Chris Claremont decides that he's going to take the character. And so because it's already been alluded by Cable, by Liefeld, and I guess Fabian Nicieza, that Cable's from the future, and he's going to go.
Yes, I remember that.
He's from the future. He's going to save stuff, blah, 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 right? So
I remember that scene in this issue because he created Ahab.
That's right.
And there's a point where Ahab and Cable are looking at each other in the face, and Ahab says, "See somebody you remember or somebody familiar?"
Yeah, see something familiar. That's right. And so this was Chris Claremont. This was his setup issue. What he was doing is he set this up, and he was going to have it be later on that Ahab was Cable.
Right. Right.
Like, so that was and that's why they look like Ahab is an older Cable, right? You got the arms, you got like, it's a little change, but you can kind of see the similarity, right?
Yep.
And I don't know, the kids are screaming. And so Rob Liefeld saw this and called Marvel and was like, "What the fuck?" Like, kind of freaked out. and so Liefeld's answer to this was Strife.
Oh, that's funny.
So he said, "Well, it's not going to be. It's going to be the twin. It's not going to be another guy. It's going to be him." And I believe there's also, and I can't quote me. Don't quote me on it, but I believe there's also a scene in X-Force, or was it X-Force or New Mutants? I don't remember. But there's a scene with Cable staring at Strife and him saying, "See someone you familiar." This is like almost identical. It's like
really?
I think so. I might be misremembering that part, but that's kind of the overarching story of like Ahab and in this book specifically. So now every time, because I remember when I got this book, I was like, "That's Cable." Like, it was really obvious to me for some reason. You know?
one of the funny things about this issue, it's the first cameo appearance of Gambit, where he actually appears in the book, and this issue came out before X-Men 266, which is his technical first appearance. But he actually appears in this book, and he's actually named in this book. And that's one of the reasons why a 9.4 is an $80 copy of this book.
Okay, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
Because this was actually a really interesting question that someone on Twitter posted, and I got into a talk about it, and I'd never heard the question before, so I didn't have a good answer. And that's rare in comics because, we've just been doing it so long. So the guy's question started with, he has an old detective comic mint, like he's a buyer, he buys CGC back books, right? So he's not a newbie at all. But he has an issue of Detective that actually has inside as an ad for Action Comics #1.
Okay.
So and that Action Comics #1, the ad shows Superman. So he was like, why isn't this considered the first appearance of Superman? And so I was jumping in. I was like, that's actually a good question. I was like, well, I think it comes to because it's more seen as an advertisement versus a first appearance, right? And I concluded that a first appearance was actually the character in the book itself, right?
Right.
And the advertisement, and he was like, well, wouldn't the advertisement, since it was prior and it was technically a first appearance, shouldn't still be worth something more? And I was like, probably. That's not a bad argument, but you'd also have to figure out like which book, because he had a Detective Comics with the ad in it, but there could have been like 18 other books with the same ad. And then you got to figure out, like, there were zero accounting practices. Exactly. So this was the other sample that I gave him. And he said, well, why? Then he brought up something else about Superman, or I can't remember. And my response to him was, well, the Incredible Hulk 181 is the first appearance of Wolverine, but it's not, because Wolverine, because I used to have the book, is in number 180 on the last page as a cameo. Yep. And I was like, and I said,
well, no, it was wasn't it coming next issue, and it had a picture of him, and it actually said the Wolverine. It actually named him as well.
I believe. Well, I don't even know if it's a cameo. I mean, I believe it's like him, like coming. I remember from memory. I haven't seen the page in a long time, but I thought it was like a full page, like a full page thing, and then it said coming next the Wolverine, something like that. It's clearly his first appearance. It's a cameo, right? But it's never been listed. Same thing with Gambit, right? Like, why is the first appearance not the first appearance? Why is the first appearance not the cameo? The first appearance is like the complete issue or something.
Right.
Why is that? Like, what makes 181 more valuable than 180?
Well, I don't think there's a really good argument for why, other than the fact that it's established. This was Wolverine's first appearance. Incredible Hulk 181, period. Now, did he appear in 180? Yes, but he wasn't in the story. He wasn't in the comic. He was in the coming next issue, the advertisement. And actually, I was just going to check what 180 is actually valued at. So
look, 99 is 15.6, right? There's no gem mint, so 9.9, 15,652. Okay, what's the one before it?
My everything's going slow as hell right now, so give me a minute. My system's starting to freeze up. I wouldn't be surprised if I lose you. It says,
look at that, $4,000 for. So let's compare this. We got to go back. 9.8. So 9.8 is $4,000. $4,200.
Well, it says here, first Wolverine cameo appearance on last panel.
Last panel, right?
Yeah.
So 9.8, $4,200. So 181.
Well, I always go with the near mint, the 9.4. 2,800 for this book. In 181 in near mint is 4 times that amount.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, so they just say, well, that there's a difference between a first cameo versus first appearance.
Which one would you rather have, 180 or 181?
Well, based on the price, it's a no-brainer.
Well, right. But I mean, if you're a character or if you're a collector, which one?
Again,
honestly, if I had the money, I'd have both of them. Period.
yeah.
So, but what was the? Was it 87? Was the first Cable?
Yeah.
What's that valued at? 160. Really?
Well,
Didn't he appear in the last panel of the first of 86?
400 is Gem Mint is 400, and if it's cased, I've seen it like over $1,000, like well over $1,000.
Yeah, well, I always look at the 9.4 because that's.
I have to say, man, like the Lefeld McFarlane with McFarlane inks were kind of my favorite Lefelds. Like they were really good.
See, this has issue 86, Cable and Strife cameo, first Rob Liefeld. It's a $10 book.
Well, it's a $25 book if it's mint.
Well, you don't have a mint copy. I always go with the 9.4, 160. Why? Because that's the most common, is the 9.4.
I thought the most common grade is usually like 9.8.
No.
Don't think so?
Nope.
Graded, the most common is not 9.8? This is actually important for me to know.
Okay. Let's do a quick search. Oh, let me sign in. You guys didn't get to see my password, so. All right. Well, there's more 9.6s.
Wait, I don't see. It didn't reload. It opened up a new tab.
Yeah, hold on. I didn't open up a new tab. Oh, maybe I did. 9.6 is the most common one for this issue. 9. New Mutants 87. Yeah, what is 2,800 of them?
Go do another random book, so this is actually important. I need to know what the most common number is for. Actually, let me take a screenshot of that. Wait. Hold on.
Okay.
What the most common number is for minted books? Like because I was going on 9.8, but I think you're right. I think it might be 9.6, and then kind of a balance between 9.4 and 9.8. So if you just did long shot number, miniseries, see what happens.
Yeah, hold on. Tell me how you really feel.
There.
I believe it's this one. 1985. Yeah,
that's about right.
Well, there is.
Damn it! It opens a new tab. Just tell me. I believe you.
Oh, hold on.
No, it's okay. You don't have to. It's a pain in the ass.
It does open a new tab. Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, this one, the most common is a 9.8. There's 450 of them. 269 of the 9.6s and 132 of the 9.4s. I'm going to guess that my copy is between the 9.6 and the 9.8 easily. So.
Yeah. Interesting.
But then again, when it comes to the CGCing, people are going to send in their best copy, not just
right. They're not usually going to send in a 0.5.
Well, somebody out there, there's 2 copies of a 4.5.
That's sad.
Yeah. Oh, well. But what's interesting here is there's 99 of the 9.0s or 50. Oh, no, that's 59. Sorry, I can't see the numbers.
Well, what's interesting is that there's only 16 or there's only 1,059 that have been graded.
Yeah.
That's not a lot at all.
No, it's not. Oh, I wonder. Just out of curiosity, let's do. Hold on a second. I'm going to do Hulk 181 and see how many of those things are out there. Once I get to the page, then I'll share the screen. What year did that come out? 74? Does that sound about right?
Probably, yeah.
No, that can't be it. Oh, maybe it is 74. Well, hell. How many of these do you think have been graded? Take a wild guess.
Of
Hulk 181. Come on, throw a number out.
800.
Oh, more than that, but
1,200.
14,000.
Wow.
14,000. Yeah.
Right. It makes sense because everyone knows it's the first appearance, so even a 0.5 might be valuable.
Yeah. And what's interesting here is the one that it's the most is around 8.0 and 7.5 and 8.0 are the most.
Interesting.
There's one 9.9, 139 9.8s, but the majority of them are in the 7.5 and 8 range. And this is obviously the people who have they're sending in their best copy they have, and the majority of them are coming in the 7.5 to 8 range. Interesting, huh?
That is interesting. I'm gonna ask you a question off the air later about this.
Okay.
I love this. It's such an interesting thing. Do Hellboy #1, Mignola's Hellboy, because that's a modern comic with a high print run, and it's also has a value, right? Like it makes. I don't totally understand why Longshot would have so few, but I totally do understand why the Wolverine appearance would have 14,000. Right? That makes total sense to me.
The first one was Seed of Destruction, right?
Yes.
Yep. All right. Oh, hell.
Right. I'm sure it's got a ton of them.
No.
Really?
67 total.
No way.
Why would I lie?
60?
Oh, why did it say issue 4? Hold on a second. I swear to God, I put in issue 1.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, that was issue 4. All right. Hellboy issue 1, not 4. All right, here we go. Hellboy, Seed of Destruction, #1. It's a low number, but still up there, but still low. What do you guess? How many copies do you think have graded?
You kind of said it was a low number. I mean, I was going to go like 12,000.
Well, low compared to what we've been looking at.
I was going to say originally I was going to say 12,000, but if it's low, then I'm going to say 3,000.
593.
Jesus, really?
Yeah. And the majority of them are
There's no mints.
9.8.
There's no.
Nope.
Look at that. There's no 9.9s or 10.0s. See, this is when I get mad because I had an absolute 9.9 or 9.8. Maybe
I guarantee you, if you sent it in, it would not come back what you think it's going to come back. That's just
near mint 9.8. So yeah, near the 9.8 is the most. Because,
Well, here's the thing. What's the current value of that? Let me look real quick.
You want to do Heritage?
No.
How do you find current value of a graded book without Heritage?
I go to comicpriceguide.com.
Oh. Well, be sure to share the screen.
I'm getting there. Let's see. You know what? I should just go ahead and just write Seed of Destruction. Seed. That should be enough to find it.
There you go.
It's a $10 book.
Right, but this is 9 point. This is not graded. This is not CGC.
Well, 9.8, which was the majority, is a $56 book.
But again, that's not CGC grade.
Yeah, it is.
That's CGC
graded value. Yep.
No, it doesn't make sense. No, it's not. It's not, and I can tell you why. But hear me out, because you have.
Go ahead.
It says graded value. Graded value of 10.0 gem means $400, but you just went to CGC and there isn't one.
There isn't one.
So how can the graded value of a gem mint 10.0 be $400 when it doesn't exist?
Well, there isn't an ungraded one, but there's a value in here.
Hold on, I'm going to write this down. That's actually good information. So,
okay.
What you're doing? Hold on, CGC, because this is something I'm actually doing research on. So,
well, CGC is probably the most popular one that's out there. There are other sites that do it, but I've been told that they're not worth spending the money on.
Yeah, I know. CGC is the one. And what is that site you're on right now? What's it called? What is it?
Comicpriceguide.com.
Oh,
and I don't think these the values.
That isn't it. Read it again. Comic
Price Guide. Comics with an S. Comics Price Guide. Sorry. Fearful Milk.
Weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You like them weird, don't you?
Not that weird.
Oh.
There we go. Okay. I just wanted it because it actually that's a good reference. It's like if I go on Heritage and I want to buy something and they say that the Hellboy #1 Seed of Destruction 9.6 is selling for $300, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I won't buy it because apparently it's not worth that much. You going for the next man?
Yeah, the first appearance of Hellboy. See what that is at. Issue number 21. First full color appearance of Hellboy. Second overall appearance. Near mint, 9.4. It's an $85 book. And let's see. I want to see how many of them are out there.
Well, that's the first. It's the second overall appearance.
Yeah, but it's the one most people are familiar with.
What was his first appearance? Was
that we looked at it last time. It was the all right.
You don't have to find it. This is good. That's fine.
Okay. This Next Men issue, the first full color appearance of Hellboy.
Mm-hmm.
The most common is 9.6, 720 of them. There's 550 9.8s and 1 9.9s. And guide-wise, a 9 point, what I say was the most common one? 9.6. 9.6 guides for $333. 9.8 is $454, and 9.9 is $651. And to think I sold it to somebody for 50 cents.
Did you really?
Uh-huh. And the guy was like, it was a kid, and the kid was like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, take it."
Was it a good condition?
I don't know. It was in a box with a whole bunch of other 50-cent comics. Probably not. But, well. Oh.
That's why you make the big bucks, Andrew.
Yeah, I know. Oh. Well, nobody else is here. There's only one person watching. It might be Fearful Milk. He might still be there. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream.
All right.
So you can talk offline.
Okay.
That's what this whole thing's about anyway. It's just getting together with you guys and talking.
Yeah, that's what I love, man.
Yeah. But we did some checking out. We looked at some stuff. Oh, well. All right, plus I'm tired. It's already after 9. I'm tired. All right, everybody out there, thank you so much for coming to the stream. I hope you found it enjoyable. Oh, hey, Jerry. How's it going?
Enjoyful.
It was Jerry that was watching.
You called it enjoyful.
Enjoyful. I hope everybody enjoyed the enjoyful event. But, yeah, let's wrap this thing up because I'm tired. I had other stuff I wanted to share, but screw it. We'll do it another time. Thank you for joining, Todd.
Always, Andrew.
Or Dr. Niet.
Dr. Niet.
Is there a story behind that?
Niet.
Okay, good. All right, good night, everybody.
Not everybody.
You're an